Let's get encouraging the children to use their hand skills again. It's really important. It isn't a girls only thing too. Boys love this. And once they gain confidence, they'll be off designing their own things. So I'm going to teach you basic stitches in these videos, and you can be proud of what they achieve. Hand-eye coordination and working practically is often not recognised as being key to anything you do in the future. I'll look at kit now. Essentially, you just need these things. You need a variety of threads, binker, needle and scissors. I'll go through one at a time. This is binker. It can be bought in different colours and ready cut, so in bookmarks or little placemats. I buy mine on a roll and then I iron it to get it flat before I cut it. And when you cut it, it makes a lovely sound. It's really good for children's confidence because it's firm, so it doesn't run away out of their hand when they're trying to put the needle in. The holes are woven into the cloth, so they have confidence about where to put the needle, and they can also do counting. It's excellent stuff, even though it's very old-fashioned. Tips for working with binker. Try and encourage children not to pass the needle to the back and then the thread to the back. This will happen when you're first starting, but as you go forward, get them to use their needle hand, which in my case is my right hand, to put the needle through and always keep it to the front, and get them to use their helping hand, mine's my left hand, to bend the material. This gets them the skills of working with both hands, and that really will make them efficient at sewing. Needles. So I recommend a metal needle because I think they are firmer when you're teaching the child to bend the material, and you want a blunt end, and the needle should be less than 1 millimetre wide. There are needles sold suitable for binker work that specify that. These yarns are all good for working with binker. This one is a cotton knitting yarn. They're all smooth, and when you yank them hard, they go down to well under 2 millimetres. That's important because the hole is less than 1 millimetre on binker. So they're when they pull, they fit nicely through. This is 4-ply knitting yarn, or the equivalent of 4-ply. This is a nice cotton yarn, and these are the embroidery threads. You can sometimes pick those up in job lots, I think, from people who've had embroidery and end up with leftovers. Embroidery thread is very smooth. It's made up of 6 yarns, which are all in parallel, and you can use all 6 when you're working in binker. These are the sorts of yarns you want to avoid. These ones which have lovely patterns in them and slubs and chunky things, even though they're smooth, don't start a child off with that. They're not. This one, which goes in and out all the time and is very hairy, it's Shetland, I think, and that has a really coarse feel to it, so it'll get stuck on the binker. And this one, which isn't very tightly woven, so as you embroider, so it will unravel and it'll get caught and twist up on itself. It's also quite thick. Scissors. Any old household scissors would do, but if they've been used on paper for a long time, they might not be that sharp. So what you need to do is put your hand in them so that your thumb pushes over the blades. These fingers pull back on the blades, which gives you maximum cutting. And then you can tension your yarn a bit. That also helps. These are paper scissors. Tips. Start with running stitch. Do a little bit at a time. Expect resistance. It's a new skill and everybody's scared of new skills. Do expect frustration. Praise everything. Don't be afraid to undo, and leave it lying around the house with the needle threaded. Most of all, enjoy yourself, and if it takes a year to achieve a good sample, that's fine.